Enemy don't want that word to get out. So resist. Yeah, I started it back up. It should be populating now. So it should be coming back up now. All right. Y'all come on back in. Resist. You see how I got to talking about the devil and he wanted to shut down the Facebook? I get to talking about resisting. So I want you to spend some time and pray about, there you go. Y'all coming on back on. Y'all come on back in. Time to bust out the wire coat hanger and hold the phone. Right. I need that cord, that phone. We still here. Y'all come on in. You haven't missed anything, y'all. Y'all hadn't missed anything. So resist. That's number one. Resist. And what I want you to do is I give you these. Just spend some time in prayer. Say, Lord, what would you have me resist? 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 Number two, let's go to Lamentations 3:22, 24. Let's go to Lamentations. Write that down. Even if you don't go there, Lamentations 3:22 to 24. Lamentations 3:22 to 24. Okay? Lamentations 3:22 to 24. That's resist. Here's the second one. 3:22. Okay. Because of the Lord's great love, we are not consumed, for his compassions never fail. They are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness. Great is your faithfulness. The second R is receipts. Second R is receipts. The first is resistance. 100 days of resistance, resisting my flesh, resisting the enemy, telling myself no. The second one is receipts, keeping receipts of God's faithfulness. Keeping receipts of God's faithfulness. He says his mercies are new every morning. Write them down. Write them down. This is where the journal becomes helpful because you can process and write however you want. I'm not even a journaler. So I don't journal like that. Some people journal their thoughts. I encourage it. I think it's good. It's just not my thing. Although I will work on in my journal during our time together, just keeping receipts. Like every day, try to document the faithfulness of God. It's liking it unto a gratitude journal, which some of you do gratitude journaling already. What I want you to have is a document, because let me tell you, the enemy is going to try to get you to question God's goodness, God's faithfulness, and God's kindness. The first thing that goes in a time of crisis and when things are hard is the faithfulness of God. That's the first thing we question. We question his goodness. We question his godness. We go after him immediately. That's our human nature. What I want you to do is I want you to be able to pick up that journal and see 100 days of receipts. See a whole season of receipts. A season of God's faithfulness. What's that orange book over there on the table? Oh, those are my receipts. What kind of receipts? Those are my spiritual receipts. It's a book that even 5-6 years from now, I'll go back and say, the year 2020, here's what God did in that season. So just writing down, he woke me up this morning. I still got breath in my body. I got an unexpected check in the mail. I got a beautiful note from a great friend. What'd you say, babe? Oh, I got a beautiful note from a great friend. Just keeping receipts. Big receipts, little receipts, keep all of them, because at the end of the year, it adds up. This is going to bless you. Trust me. Get the journal, write it down. It's going to bless you, because there will be days when you will look up to heaven and you will say, God, are you good? What are you doing? And that's when you pick up the receipts. I love it, Tanya. The documented revival, she says. The documented revival. The revival will be documented. The revival will be televised. So receipts of God's faithfulness. And the anchor passage there, and maybe you go back and you read it. So just pray. So what I want you to do is I'm giving you these big R's structure, and then you begin to pray and say, Lord, how do you want to meet me in these areas over the next 100 days? How do you want to do receipts? Do you want to just have a moment where you just say thankful prayers? Do you want to have a moment where you read over Lamentations and you memorize Lamentations 3:22 and 24? You memorize it. The whole passage is rich, by the way. I just gave you that little nugget, but you can go and dig in there. Dig in there. Dig in there. Dig in there. So capturing the receipts of God's faithfulness and finding a method to just write down and capture his goodness. Write down what he's been doing. Write down what he is, where he is and what he's doing. All right. Let's jump over to Isaiah. So we got resist. We got receipts. Isaiah 43:19. Isaiah 43:19. Isaiah 43:19. Y'all write that down. Keep it. Even if you don't look at it now with me, write it down. Write it down. Isaiah 43:19. Isaiah 43:19. Listen to this. See, listen to the words. Listen to the declaratives that he makes. See, I'm doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? I am making a way in the wilderness and streams in the wasteland. See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? I am making a way in the wilderness and streams in the wasteland. The third R is renewal. Renewal. I'm praying and we're praying that God would meet us in the next 100 days, in this next season, very intentionally, very tangibly. And your prayer for this R is, Lord, where are the areas in my life that I need renewal? And it's you declaring those. Lord, where do I need renewal? Where do I need renewal? And for us to start to walk in the expectation and that through prayer and through his presence, we will begin to perceive the new thing that God is doing. And the words are so tangible. He said, see, I'm doing it. So I'm praying that God will give us the ability to see it, that we'd see it, that we would see renewal, that we would see renewal, that you would see it. Some of you need renewal in your marriage. I'm praying that you will see it. Some of you need renewal in your family. I pray that you will see it. Some of you need renewal in your finances. I pray that you will see it. I pray that you will see it. But before you see it, he's saying, did you not perceive it? He says, in my presence, I'm going to give you a heads up. In my presence, I'm going to give you a nod. I'm going to let you know where I'm going. In my presence, I'm going to show you where I'm headed. So in his presence, that's what he's going to, he's going to start doing it before you see it, is what I'm saying. He's going to start doing it before you see it. So in his presence, he gives you the ear. Tune my ear to your voice so that I might hear you ever so clearly. So resistance, receipts, renewal, and y'all know me. By the time we get to the other end of the 100 days, we gonna have 100 R's probably. But these are the first three. The first two R's: resistance, receipts, renewal. Resistance, receipts, renewal. Where are the areas where I need to resist my flesh? What are the disciplines? What are the moments of fasting that I need to capture? The moments of fasting, the areas where I need to say no to the door that would normally open up to the enemy. Okay? Where are the areas that I need to resist? Take that in prayer and begin to pray about that. Tomorrow, what I'll do is I'll spend some time just asking y'all what you sense the Lord calling you to resist. And we'll spend some time and we'll share some ideas. Receipts. What does it mean for you to capture God's faithfulness daily? What does it mean for you to capture God's faithfulness daily? That's writing it down in the journal. That's maybe talking about it, maybe saying it, maybe going to this passage and reading it. Maybe it's praying a prayer of gratitude and thanking God for the new morning, the new mercy in the new morning every day. What does it mean to capture daily receipts and to sit in it in thankfulness for God? And finally, Where are the areas that need to be renewed? God wants to renew you. He wants to do something new in you. And I'm believing that in 100 days, we will see it. But even before we see it, we will perceive it through our time in prayer. Through our time in prayer. So that's your homework. That's your homework. Would you lean in and go and sit and take these 3 R's before God and begin to pack? Let's begin to pack for the next 100 days. And how might the Lord have you pack? Let's begin to do spiritual food prep. How might he have you prep for where we're headed and what God wants to do in the next season as we go on this journey together? Listen, this is so important for your soul. So I'm excited that you're taking your soul's care seriously and you're making it a priority. Let's do 100 days. I'm telling you, God's going to change your life. Let's do 100 days. I'm telling you, God's going to meet us. He's going to meet you, but he's going to meet us. We're going to see stuff as a community together, as a family of faith together. We're going to experience stuff together. God's going to meet us. He's going to meet us. I'm praying for supernatural revelation of his presence and his spirit and his power. Ha 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 ha. That's good, John. And especially for the fruit prep. Yeah. And let's just see what God does. Let's see what God does. I'm telling you, he says, if you meet me, I'll show up. If you seek me, you'll find me. If you seek me, you will find me. So y'all get ready to do your homework. Tomorrow, I'm going to come back. I'm going to ask. We're just going to take some time here. What are you resisting? How are you going to capture receipts? And what do you need to have renewed? And we're going to talk about that for a little while and keep going deeper as we get ready for the next 100 days. Yo, we ain't sold out of the journals yet today. Y'all go sell us out so we can get ready. Come on. Next 100 days, I'm going to see if I can drink black coffee. That will be a part of my resistance. We'll see, though. Not 100 days. We'll see. Love y'all. Everything's going to be okay, y'all. We're going to get through this thing together. Let's go.